Hey guys, Icy Cat here. Really exciting information today. We have the official Outbreak teaser trailer. Additionally, we have information on what's going to be happening in the mode itself, as well as the specific dates of when it's going to drop and what it will contain.
Boyd, you in? Janie says you haven't picked up the paper in days. Coming in, all right? Now don't shoot. Damn it. How much more crap you gonna hide away in here, huh?
Okay, so that was the teaser trailer in its entirety. Really cool new cinematic sequences with the story elements here. We do see this capsule crashing. It's coming down through the atmosphere and kind of burning up, and then we see an impact. From that point, we get this creepy kind of montage as what looks to be maybe like a sheriff or something like that is like looking for the guy that's on this property. He winds up going into the garage in the barn and trying to find where he is. And as we kind of zoom in through the different things that are in here, as we come through the car, we get this like little Easter egg here. We have a traditional gray alien. This is hanging off the rear view mirror on this car. And then we go in a little bit deeper as the actual capsule is revealed. And on the side of the capsule, it says USSR. So this is some kind of an old Russian space capsule. Now, yesterday I did make a bit of a mistake when I was going over the image that was released then. We had a different image of this capsule and I didn't look closely enough, but you could actually make out USSR, that red stamp there on that capsule. And I was thinking that maybe that this meant that this was some kind of like an actual extraterrestrial spacecraft, but it does appear that it is something from Earth, and that the material from the alien organic mass is somehow inside of it. Or maybe it was even something that came from, some kind of a bacteria that originated on Earth, but grew in zero gravity somehow and like mutated into something else and then crashed back down to Earth. And so we know that our zombies kind of have this like slight alien extraterrestrial sort of flavor to them. Additionally, Ubisoft provided us with some expanded information on what's going on with this. So here we have on the official blog post details of the Outbreak event revealed, and you can find the link to the blog in the links below the video player. So let's kind of go over this. First of all, let's start with the format and deployment. It says Outbreak is a free co-op event taking place within Operation Chimera. Over a duration of 4 weeks, all Rainbow Six Siege owners will be able to team up with 2 of their friends to take on a mysterious threat. The Outbreak event will be deployed first on the technical test server on February 20th. It will then be playable from March 6th to April 3rd for all of our players. They give us a quick breakdown of the story behind it, and it's kind of what we've been hearing so far, along with the image that we got yesterday. So it turns out that in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, there was a capsule that crashed carrying an exotic parasite. We now know that the name of the parasite is being called Apex, kind of like Apex Predator. In other words, the creature that would be on top of the food chain that can sort of dominate all the creatures below it in the food chain. It says the quarantine zone is the only thing keeping it contained, but it will not last for long. If the parasite gets out, it would be a disaster of global proportions. Millions would die. Rainbow's mission is to enter the devastated town and destroy the parasite's roots before this happens. So then we talk about the gameplay overview a little bit. It says it takes the renowned Rainbow Six Siege gameplay and drops it in a fresh setting with an innovative twist. The parasite is unlike any threat the Rainbow Six team has faced before, from exploding monstrosities to hulking horrors. These armored monsters will bring the fight close and push the destruction engine to new heights. So we're going to be seeing the same destruction engine in play here. It says they won't hesitate to tear through walls to get to you. 5 archetypes of infected will challenge players in Outbreak, each with their own distinct abilities. And we got a little bit of a preview of what those look like. If you want to take a look for yourselves, you can see that outlined in the Mission Outbreak File number 3 video that was unlocked. And I show images of what each of those concept arts for those 5 types look like. It says players must react quickly to fortify their positions and control their environments while under pressure. Play smartly and tactically to find new ways of using your arsenal against a foe that doesn't take cover and engages instantly in close combat. It goes on to say that there are 2 difficulty levels in Outbreak. The first one, Normal, will give a challenge to players, but one that they should be able to overcome. It goes on to say, though, that the second difficulty level is called Pandemic. In this mode, friendly fire is on, so watch where you're shooting. Additionally, enemies can take you down with only a few hits. Smart tactical play and team play are the only way to prevail. In this punishing difficulty mode, only a select few will succeed. We then go on to talk about the 3 new exclusive co-op levels. So 3 new co-op oriented levels are playable in Outbreak, and we know from the 4chan leak that happened a while back that those levels are going to be Hospital, Hotel, and something like a trailer park or a junkyard. It says these maps are bigger and more open than PvP maps with sizable sections entirely outdoors. Being designed for co-op, they are also more linear and feature a clear sense of progression. Nevertheless, the destruction and multipath approach that are iconic to Rainbow Six Siege are still very much present. So they say that you'll have the option to go in guns blazing or quietly sneak in through a side door, find alternate routes by blowing up holes in walls, things like that. Now we get to Playable Operators, and this is really interesting because we were kind of getting teased with some information that you would be able to play with some of the base game operators, in addition to the new operators that are being put into the game for that season. But it sounds like there's only some specific operators that we're going to be able to play in this mode. They say not every operator has the right skill set for this mission. The development team had to make an informed decision on who would be playable in Outbreak. We made a selection of operators who are the most adapted and relevant for the specific game mode from a design standpoint. So we've got the 2 new Operation Chimera operators. We have Smoke, Ying, Buck, Capcan, Ash, Doc, Tachanka, and Glaz. Of course, you also get to play as Recruit if you want to take that option too. So it's not the entire roster of Legacy or DLC characters, but it is a mix of them. And the really big thing to take away here is that it's a mix of offensive and defensive operators. So you're going to be able to kind of mix and match play modes and play some of these characters together in a group cooperatively that you've never been able to do before in Terrorist Hunt. It finally wraps up by talking about the Outbreak collection, and we kind of already know about this. Within the duration of the 4-week event, there will be an exclusive collection of cosmetic items available specifically in the Outbreak Packs. There will be a couple of items that you can get that are outside of that just for playing the mode, but otherwise the Outbreak Packs are used to get them. There's 50 of these cosmetic items, and when you open the Outbreak Packs for 300 Rainbow credits each, there are no duplicate items, but you can only get them through the Rainbow credits. It's kind of like an RNG blind loot crate gambling system. There's no way for you to actually go ahead and purchase specific things individually. You have to pay the credits and kind of roll the dice and see what you happen to get among the 50 items. But everybody does get, for playing the mode, the 4 Outbreak Packs for free, so actually that brings it from 50 down to 46. And if you get a new purchase of the game after February 13th of pretty much any of the modes of the game except for the Starter Edition, you'll get a bonus 10 free Outbreak Packs too, bringing you down to 36 out of the 50 that you need to buy instead of all 50. Again, they're cosmetic items only, so there's nothing in there that affects gameplay, but they do have things like weapon skins, uniforms, charms, headgears, all that kind of thing. Now, in addition to that, they also posted this other information on their news.ubisoft.com site. I'll also put a link to that below in the video player for you. It goes over kind of a lot of the same information, but there's an interesting thing here because it drops the name of the 2 new operators that we're going to be getting. So here we go. It says Chimera features 2 new operators, Lion and Finka, who represent French and Russian counterterrorism units respectively. So the French operator is Lion and the female Russian operator is named Finka. It does confirm that we will be seeing these 2 new operators in both the Outbreak mode as well as having their abilities put to use in the standard PvP multiplayer. Now, I did a breakdown on what we know about these 2 new operators with their special abilities. One has a drone, and according to the old 4chan leak, that drone seems like it might have the ability to do some kind of like a pulsing wall hack. And then the other operator has some kind of like a nanite-based device that dissolves on contact and can be applied to the benefit of his teammates. So it sounds like that, according to the old 4chan leak, is then some kind of a temporary hit point booster, which also grants recoil reduction and speed increase. If you want more information on that, do please check out the video that I did just a couple of days ago when it talked about the reveal of the first look of the new Operation Chimera Operators. I do go into more specific detail regarding what those abilities are as far as what we do know about them and how the old leak ties into some expanded information on where we think they're going with it. It does go on to talk a little bit more about some other aspects of it. Nothing too new is covered here that wasn't already covered in the other one, though. One slight variation between this article and the other one is that it says down here in the last paragraph, additionally, players will have to make smart use of barriers and fortifications to defend against an enemy that doesn't mind taking a few bullets as it rushes its target. Nothing too different than what we've heard before, but it does kind of again talk about the defensive elements of this game mode and how some of these creatures are really going to be kind of like these bullet sponges, almost like a juggernaut or a bomber or something like that, where you might have to really be throwing out a lot of lead in order to take it down as it charges you. Hopefully headshots will be winding up doing more damage so you can do that quicker, but it's definitely going to be an overall different gameplay experience than what we've seen in the game so far. So this sounds like a really interesting mode overall, and I can't wait to play it. It seems like they've put a ton of work into this, and I don't know for sure if this is 100% true or not, but I did hear that the Ubisoft Paris team helped out with this mode. I don't know if they kind of did like all the work on it while they were working on Operation White Noise and Operation Chimera for the PvP side of things, and Paris sort of did the heavy lifting on this specific PvE mode. So if that is true, that Paris helped them out, then that would explain why they were able to still dedicate the same resources to the PvP mode without kind of sacrificing anything there, while being able to put out such great content like this looks like it's going to be. It does still make me scratch my head though, why put so much work into something that's clearly just this like really high-end experience for the PvE co-op kind of thing, and then only have it stick around for 4 weeks. I feel like there's going to be something that's going to come out of that we're just not seeing the big picture on yet. Whether they wind up expanding that into something based on the popularity of it. In other words, if it does well enough, will they keep bringing it back around? Will they keep introducing new elements to it as each new season progresses? I'm not really sure, but it just doesn't make any sense to me to put so many resources into something. And I mean, this is like a dedicated product. It's not just like a new slap together mode that's like, oh, we just put some zombies into existing terrorist maps. I mean, no, this is like completely new maps, completely new enemies, completely new gameplay. To have this only stick around for like 4 weeks just doesn't make a lot of sense. There's going to be something bigger picture that is going to be revealed for that, and I don't know what it is yet, but I have a feeling that there's just more to it than just the 4-week event. Maybe that's just where it starts and it will expand in the future. We'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think about all this new information on Outbreak and the new operators? Let me know down in the comments below, or you can share with me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Also, if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest content. Make sure you click that notification icon so that you're alerted as soon as I do make those uploads. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.